I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly, thoughts jumbled round, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative, I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go
doing too. Okay, can you guys hear me now? I think I might have fixed the issue. Let me know if you guys can hear me. You should be able to hear me right now. Oh, that sucked. That's 10 minutes of deadness. So hopefully everyone can hear me right now. Hopefully sound is coming through now. I apologize for this, guys. Hopefully you can hear me. And we lost a few viewers. I do apologize, guys. So, you can hear me now, yeah. This is a new platform. Let me just give you guys a little heads up, okay? And then we'll get into the meat and potatoes of the stream. I do apologize once again. There's a lot of things I'm trying to work out. So, first things first, anyone who's a YouTuber, anyone who does live streams, well, there's a couple things. One, it is not cheap, okay? It's not cheap to live stream nowadays. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm going to show you guys a little something. Okay, we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull up this screen right here. Okay, so it's loading up right now. Let's go ahead and right here. This is StreamYard. Right now, it used to be $25 a month for StreamYard. They've raised it. Okay, now if we're not doing the yearly little bit. This is what happens. If you want, now last couple weeks I was doing the free version, right? It only allows you up to 2 hours of local recording. It does have dark mode, which they finally gave to us forever. There are streaming limits. You can only stream for like a couple hours. StreamYard logo is going to be watermarked in the corner of the screen. And you can only have 6 participants. And that's for the free version. Now, the $25 version, they cranked it up to $44.99. That's $45 before tax. Okay? There, you finally get 1080 streaming. No logo on your StreamYard streams. You can stream up to 3 destinations. You can upload logos, overlays, backgrounds. You get to have up to 10 people there. Okay? You can do 2-hour pre-recorded streams. You can do unlimited streaming. Live streams are recorded. Yada. 50 hours of storage, only 50 hours of storage, and you can have an intro and an outro video. That's for $45. Okay, if you're someone like me, okay, if you are someone like yours truly, I'm not monetized. I've never been monetized. It would be nice to be monetized somewhere down the line. To have a few extra bucks that I could use for different projects here and there, but that's not the case. The entire time when me and Dre were doing Outer Dimension podcast and all the streaming I've been doing, I was using a paid version. But they cranked up. They didn't go up like $5 or $6 or even $10. They cranked up another $20 on top of that price. They have to be out of their friggin' mind. Okay? StreamYard, you are out of your friggin' blasted minds. Okay? I mean, I know you guys are trying to make your monies. Okay? We know you're trying to make your monies. Okay? StreamYard is, of course, the most well-known online platform. One for streaming and also for inviting people onto your streams. Okay? It is doable through OBS. However, it takes several minutes. You have to resize the frame of that person's camera coming through, and then you have to rearrange all the other people who you have manually. It's a bit of a pain in the ass. It really is. Okay? Full disclosure, it's a pain in the buttocks. Okay? So, my mission, along with many other people, is to find something that's a bit more affordable. 45 bones a month does not do it. Okay? There's so many struggling content creators out there. $45 a month? No way. What we're using right now is actually, it's called Talk Studio, and it used to be known as Lemon. Or no, not lemon, but melon. It's a fruit. Sue me. So this very much looks very much like a cleaned up, slightly more cleaned up, hipper version of StreamYard. And guess how much it costs? Not as much as StreamYard, guys. So what I did was, Several YouTubers that I am in a chat with, a couple of them were talking about Streamlabs. We've all heard of Streamlabs before. We know that they have their overlays and everything. But here's the kicker, guys. You guys are going to love this. Here's the fracking kicker to this. Now, Streamlabs, if you sign up for their Ultra plan, now I'm going to pull up the screen. I'm going to pull up the screen right here. Now, here's an example. You pull it up. You got got their basic overlays. You can go to the dashboard. I'm going to click on my dashboard right now. Full disclosure, I'm not hiding anything from you guys. Got my logo here. There's tons of little widgets and tools you have at your disposals, right? So I'm going to go to the main one. Now, among this, if you sign up for their plan, okay? Let's say we sign up for their plan. Included in their plan, there's a lot of different tools here. Now I'm going to type in Talk Studio. Okay, there's Talk. These are their overlays. Let me pull up Talk Studio very quickly if I can. I don't want the themes. I want to just go to here. I'm still trying to maneuver everything around. So there's all these resources, all these widgets that you can add. Now, among the products, you go right here, right? We got Talk Studio, we got Console, Cross Clip, Video Editor. All this stuff is included, guys. All of this is damn included, okay? All this is included in the subscription for Ultra. You get link space. You get podcast editor. You get video editor. You want to make some Twitch clips. Maybe do some Twitch streaming. Cross clip right there. Talk Studio. That's what I'm using right now. Guess what? We click on it. It's basically a version of StreamYard. But guess how much? Now this is, see, it says get started for free. This is included in the plans, in the features. Let's go to plans. Their base plan right there, guys. $19 a month. $19 a month. And not only do you get access to this platform for $19 a month, okay? But let's go back here. I have access to their overlays and widgets. If I want to do some overlays, go back to the dashboard. I want to do overlays. I want to play with chatbot, themes, and overlays. Ultra unlocks all the overlays that they have here, guys. Full disclosure, I am not sponsored. I have no affiliate status with Streamlabs. A couple guys in our chat were talking about testing out Streamlabs as a possible viable option for streaming. Not just for streaming, but for having people come onto their streams. Okay? For less than $20, you get access to all these overlays. Okay? All these overlays. You want to check out like an animated overlay? This is what we have access to. Okay? You have access to all of this in their own version, their own skin of OBS. Okay? Their own version of OBS, and you get access to this. That's kind of a no-brainer right now. I hate to say this, but it is a no-brainer. As someone who is budgeted and I cancel a lot of subscriptions, including StreamYard, this is a nice option. But not only can we do this, I'm actually streaming to Twitch right now as well. I can't stream to Twitter, to the X, because you have to have their premium version in order to stream there, which I think is BS. But if we want to stream, we can stream to Facebook. We can stream to just about any social media platform you want, or to a website. All the abilities are right here, guys. Okay? And the best thing is we have everything. You have the lower thirds, just like you had in StreamYard. There's so much you can do here. We can choose different backgrounds. This background that you see right here, that's preloaded on here. I can upload my own videos. That's how you saw my quick intro. That's how you saw that very quickly. They made it a little bit more user friendly. And I will say going live there was 1 or 2 extra steps, but it's not bad. These aren't terrible. These are not terrible steps at all. There's a lot we can play around with here. For the stream, I made a lot of lower thirds. Like, there we go. Scrolling marquee, talking about Ghostbusters HasLab. There's a lot of stuff we have here. So there's a lot to do here, guys. I hate to say this, Streamlabs, I know has had its ups and downs over the past couple of years, but with this alone, I think this is a viable option for anyone. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to show you guys a little something something. So, you're like, Dave, great. This is a nice alternative to StreamYard, right? Not just a StreamYard. Okay? Not just a StreamYard. I'm going to show you guys a little something else. Okay? So, let me pull this back up. Okay, so this is their version of OBS. You can see my microphone volume right there. So, not only do you get the access to their version of StreamYard, which is Talk Studio, and I actually like this. It's in the dark mode. There's a lot we can play around with, but you get their version of OBS, and I already downloaded, installed one of their themes here. Okay, the neon theme. I have a little start set up right there. So if I want to stream, I don't have to use their Talk Studio. If I want to do a talking point stream, I could basically use this, but this is more for like if we're doing gaming or we're doing something else. So I have my starting soon. You guys see I got my Dave's Dimension right across there, my socials right there. That looks fantastic. I threw a little intro video in there. I still need to resize that. You can do that right there. How simple is that? Pretty simple, right? So there we go. We have our intermission. So I can have my camera right here. We can have our chat right here, and then maybe the game screen right here, or maybe I'm talking here and we have the game screen right there. We have a back soon screen. That looks great. Looks fantastic. We have a live screen. So like if we're playing, well, my webcam will be up here. We have alerts that we can play. Just to show you guys, for example, they have alerts built in. You're not paying anything extra for the alerts. There you go. That's pretty awesome right there, right? We have an ending screen, and of course we have an offline screen. Those are like your basic stuff you're going to have right there. And you can customize your socials. This is what I've done here. You can just go ahead and click on them, and you can resize them, type in whatever you want. Bob's your uncle. So yeah, you get your own version of OBS. You get access to every overlay, every theme that they have. And you have the unlimited streaming for Talk Studio. Let's just go right here. Talk Studio. Here's their plans, okay? Here's a couple plans that they have right here, okay? That's if you can do yearly or monthly. Okay, so right here, their free version. They have their Talk Studio branding, their logo in the corner, right? Watermark, 4-hour streaming and recording limit. Stream to only one destination. You can have up to one guest, one co-host, 3-day recording storage, and that's it. That's not really that great, but take a look. No watermark, bam. Now this is like the pro version. Okay, you can actually subscribe to this separately, but I'm doing it through Ultra, so I'm getting pretty much I'm doing both here. No watermark, 1080p. This is what we need. If you want your streams, your videos to look decent, it's definitely the 1080p. Unlimited streaming, multi-stream to unlimited destinations. What's that about? You can have like 20 different locations going on. Up to 11 guests, recording up to 10 hours per track. Local recording up to 10 hours per track. Multiple cameras, 30-day recording storage. You can upload 300 megabyte intros in a 2-hour pre-recorded stream. So let's say you record something for 2 hours, you can schedule it to automatically go live. You don't have to worry about that. That's something we see with EV Mux and Restream. Those are features we see with those. I'm still waiting for StreamYard to try and catch up with that, but take a look at the pricing. It's kind of a no-brainer right there, guys. You can also get sound reactions. What does that mean? Now, disconnect protection. That means it's going to protect you from getting disconnected. Of course, you got your happy users. We're not going to read through these. These are some of the bigger people in the game. Like we see Gale Level. He does a lot of Twitch streams. He also shows you a lot of how-to, some tutorial videos. Michael Fair Jr., I'm not a big fan of him. He's definitely a shill. He is such a shill. He portrays himself as not, but He's like that teacher who's trying to be cool. Personally, I can't stand the guy. I just can't. Just can't. I mean, here, yeah, right here. Level up your live streams, branding, editing, and more with Streamlabs Ultra. Streamlabs Ultra, there you go. Streamlabs desktop, console streaming. You can stream from an Xbox, Talk Studio, podcast editor, and more. It's all right there for $20 a month, guys. It's a no-brainer. So if you're a YouTuber, if you're someone who's looking for something to change up your game, but without breaking the wallet, this is going to be it, guys. It is not even friggin' funny. This is my first live stream with it, so I'm playing around with it still. Okay? This is still relatively new to your boy. Okay? I'm still learning everything. But what do I think about this? What do I think? We have a little cheesy effects we can throw in there. Okay, it wasn't that funny. Calm down. There you go. So yeah, we can also add additional widgets to Streamlabs dashboard, and also to this as well. There's a lot of stuff we can have fun with, guys. So there is that, guys. So it's a little something different, a little something something. Now I'm sure a lot of people are checking out other streams. Tuesdays used to be a slow night, now it's a busy night. But I know there's not too many people watching right now. I know. But a couple things have changed in the dimension this week. Again, you see that I'm situated a little bit differently. You guys aren't used to seeing me behind this. You usually see me facing my other collection, right? Usually you're seeing that in the background. Well, guess what? Potentially soon I'm going to be able to work from home. So, this desk, now if you notice, I have my 3D printer right here. I got one of my packs right here. The computer's sitting right here. I have my monitors right here. There's a reason why I have that, guys. What's going on? That's right, guys. Your boy got on myself a little stand-up desk. So now, well, we can do streams while I'm standing. That's the little fun part. So I did this, well, mostly, so, well, I can do these standing streams. Maybe I'm doing gaming streaming. I don't want to sit down on my buttocks the entire time. This way, I can be right here at the desk, standing up, good posture. Another camera right here. We can play around. We do a lot of different things. So it's a little something different I've done. Oh, there we go. We got Allison Troy, a.k.a. the Retro Toy... I can't talk straight today, guys. Retro Toy Princess. Saying greetings. Guys, you want to check her out. She's got a great channel, great stream. If you're into some very chill, some very relaxing art, especially retro art, He-Man, you name it, she does all these great retro, actually coloring. You might be thinking coloring? Trust me, they're very chill, very relaxed streams. Some very fun streams, so you definitely want to check out Allison. So go ahead and please check her out. Thank you, Carterzilla, for welcoming greetings back to you. There you go. Awesome. So this stream is meant to be a little talk about, crowdfunding. Mostly, when it comes to crowdfunding, it's kind of becoming a little fickle. Question is it on the rise or is it on the decline? We see some pretty amazing crowdfunding, like your HASLABs and other projects out there, but they're not always home runs. A lot of them are hit and misses. What do I mean by that? Well, let's just go ahead and check this out. Let me pull this up on screen. So you can go to Kickstarter. Kickstarter, there's a lot of projects there that some people aren't even aware of. I mean, you got a Laurel and Hardy figure set. We got some water guns. All different types of basically toy or tuber toy projects right here. I mean, there's literally We can go on and on and on and on. These are the ones we never really see. These are the ones we never really hear. We got this Hellboy ape going on right here. Kind of a cool concept. Eagle 1976. There you go. A little play on the old Space 1999. But there's tons of stuff out there that we don't even see. Actually, I would be kind of tempted to go in on this one. I have cats. I have one that I call my murder cat, my ninja cat. So this I would be tempted on. Okay, but there's all these different projects out there that some people aren't even aware of. Go ahead and highlight this. If you love the toy line and it's from the 80s, I probably got you covered. Exactly. You want to check out Allison's streams. She does some amazing streams. She also has people jumping in on her streams as well. So definitely, like I said, go ahead and check her out. But that's the thing. With crowdfunding, the possibilities are unlimited. However, the wallets aren't. Usually there's too many damn projects going on. Hasbro's been doing this thing for the past, maybe two years? At least last year they did this, where they had one HasLab, one after another, and it was right before the damn holidays. So people were breaking their banks because a lot of collectors, it's like, well, you know what? Do I want this or can I skip this? What should I do? Right? And the thing is, a lot of people are like, they get that FOMO, that YOLO. You only live once. Like, should I get it? Should I not get it? And that's the question. Should you get it or should you not get it? And that kills a lot of people. There goes my microphone. And that kills a lot of people. So crowdfunding can be dangerous. I mean, here's Mondo. Mondo isn't necessarily crowdfunding, but the price points on some of this stuff, I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of this stuff looks pretty fantastic, but look at the price points. These are dangerously close to Hot Toy prices right there. So being a collector can hurt. And by the way, I gotta say hello to my brother, the gun daimyo himself, the master of the gunplay hanger, Colbane Games. By the way, Aaron, I'm using Streamlabs. I'm using their Talk Studio. I just brought this up a little while ago. For $19 a month, I'm getting access to regular Streamlabs, all their widgets, including, this used to be known as Melon. Okay? This used to be known as Melon. And there's different, I mean, we can stream to multiple locations at once. I'm paying the $19 a month right now. I'm testing this out for the next month. But we can add everything. We could do everything we could do in StreamYard and a little bit more. We get some fun, cheesy effects. And a little sound effects there. It seems pretty fun and pretty easy, pretty user-friendly right now. I can highlight things just like I normally could. We can have a ticker at the bottom. There's a lot of stuff we can play around with. So this might be something to check out, Aaron. Right now, the volume is working good. I'm able to stream to multiple locations. You can stream to Facebook if you wanted to, Instagram, Twitter if you're subscribed to Twitter Premium, which I'm not, but oh well, who cares? So, but I'm also doing YouTube and Twitch right now. I'm actually streaming to Twitch. Now, for $19, I have access to all the widgets, and you get access to all their overlays and themes. So I think this is pretty good. He says, nice. He was looking into Streamlabs. I'm just testing it out right now, but I think this is something fun. You can upload your own intros, which is great. And by the way, if anyone wants to hop on, the link is pinned to the top of the chat, so please go ahead and feel free to do so. But like I was saying, is crowdfunding on the decline? Here, McFarlane is even jumping in on it. They just had theirs, and I think it closed out. They had 10,863 backers for this guy. If I knew ahead of time, I might have gone in on it. Because he looks pretty damn badass right there. And of course, the one that everyone knows, HasLab. But here's my problem with HasLab. You guys know, I'm someone who partakes on the HasLabs. I am. I mean, hell, I have my first HasLab right behind me here, charging up. This was the Spangler Proton Pack from Afterlife. I've modified a lot of it, and I'm not done modifying it. I'm going to keep modifying it because that's kind of what Ghostbusters do. Anyone who's Ghostbuster cosplayer, you're going to be modifying your pack, and I'm looking forward to Two in a Box, which is my second HasLab I went in on. Those are the only HasLabs I've been on. But let's take a look at the history of HasLab. Okay. So right here I have HasLab, Hasbro Pulse. These are some of their HasLabs. The last few kind of recent ones. This obviously the Rattler, the Cantina, which this, don't get me wrong, I love G.I. Joe Classified, but these, the Rattler and the Dragonfly, too damn big for me. Just too damn big. We have the Ghost. This is, again, with Star Wars, they've been sticking with the vintage collection, the 3 3/4 size. Giant Man was a big pass for me. If they would have had more, I might have been enticed, but not fully. This is what I'm waiting for. But they, with Transformers, they do kind of that niche kind of market. This is the Transformers 2001 Omega Prime from Transformers Legacy, or from I want to say that was Energon actually. But they have that there. Of course, we have the Spangler Proton Pack. We have the Hiss Tank, probably one of the most prolific ones that they've ever done. But they don't always hit home runs. They've had failures before, like the Marvel Legends Engine of Vengeance. It was supposed to be a black Charger that was, Dodge Charger that is driven by Ghost Rider, and it flames out and everything. And the thing is, it failed. However, it failed, but the concept of it lived on. Ramen Toys. These guys are making all different scale toys. They're even doing their own version. 80s Commandos. They're doing their own take on a lot of 80s toys. G.I. Joe, remember the bridge vehicles, the tanks. They're doing it all in all different colors and styles, at a fraction of a cost for a HasLab. Now look at this. They got weapons that you can upgrade a Batmobile with. They have tons of stuff here, guys. What I love is, take a look at this. I mean, if you're a fan of the A-Team, they have their ramen economical vans right now, right? These, it looks insane. You can have the A-Team van, or you can just have a black van, like a blacked out version of it, or just some, panel vans, You want to do something kind of funny if you're a collector, put a little sign on the side that says free toys. It's a thing you could do. Pre-order clothes for their Joe Fest exclusive tank, the Hunter. They're doing all different kinds of toys here. But the thing is, when you have options like this, you're like, well, wait a minute. I'm going to pass on HasLab, on the G.I. Joe vehicles, and I'm going to wait to see what Ramen does. That's what some people are doing. It's a crazy concept, but it's what people are doing. Let's take a look at the collections here. Okay. Here's that Charger I was talking about. Okay. They were selling it it went up for $250, but I think they were selling it a little bit cheaper in the beginning. But take a look. You get the flame effects that connect onto the wheels perfectly. And these look more fire than the G.I. Joe or the Marvel one did. Hey, the man collects. Thanks for popping into the stream. Again, if anyone wants to hop in and join the stream, click the link at the top of the chat. You can hop in, guys. But take a look at this. We have these effects right here, the Inferno Pack. Right? Graphite black. Lights. They gave us friggin' lights, guys. Front and back. They made this thing look more legit than Hasbro could. What does that say? This looks more genuine than what Hasbro had in mind for us. Yep, and if you notice, they took a Blade figure right there. Tell me he doesn't look right with that. Tell me that doesn't look perfect. It looks freaking badass. It really does. See, you can have the big Charger engine sticking out. You could have this Fast and Furious style. That's the thing. They gave us all these friggin' options. Take a look at the A-Team one. This looks fantastic. Take a look right there. I mean, that looks like it was taken right out of the damn show. It looks great. The only thing would be like if the rear wheels were a little bit bigger, so it had a angled profile. I think that would kill. But still, for like, look at what they're asking for right now. They're doing a early bird special, 125, and you get this full price of 180. That's cheaper than the Charger because they're finding ways to make things more affordable for the fans. Ramen Toys is a contender like you wouldn't believe. And with the way practices have been with Hasbro, I hate to say it, Hasbro, booby, you're in trouble. You are in trouble, guys. You really are. There's other ones here. Obviously, we're looking at the HasLabs. HasLabs or Has-Don'ts. Now, I'm going to jump back to HasLab here very quickly. Now, I don't know if I still have it. Back in June at Ghostbusters Day in New York City in Firehouse, Hook and Ladder 8, Hasbro team were there. Okay, the Hasbro people were there, and they were showing off the tuna box, the trap, and the PKE meter that's coming our way. I was fortunate enough to actually interview one of the creators. Great guy. Archer and a few other content creators got to meet him too. Very cool guy. He let us hold the trap in our hands. Check it out. The electronics were not fully completed, so there was no electricals. The PKE meter looked fantastic. However, they were rocking these T-shirts, like these blue T-shirts with a wheel, but it was a Ghostbusters symbol. And instead of the red line going across, we had the wing, the red wing from the Ecto, hinting, and it said HasLab. Now, I don't know if you've been paying attention, but in New York City, it's been announced that there will be a HasLab announcement in New York City and an announcement with Ghostbusters. Obviously, the next HasLab is going to be the Ghostbusters one. Now, all signs are indicating an Ecto 1. Now, as a Ghostbuster fan, would I love a 6-inch or a 1/12 scale Ecto 1? The answer is always yes, I would love that. However, what's the price point going to be? We have no idea yet what the price point is going to be. Okay, that's a real concern we have. Okay, look at me right here, guys. I'm trying to do what's his name. The thing is, with that, there's a lot of danger with this. Why? Because there's been two fully successfully funded Ghostbuster HasLabs. They've only been equipment. They haven't been action figures. They haven't been any kind of a playset. They haven't been any vehicles. Okay? Also, don't mind me, my allergies are kicking up. Also, here's something else. We haven't had a new Plasma Series figure in how long? Maybe a year? Maybe a year and a half? So here's the question. For a collector, am I going to go in on a vehicle when there is no active line at the time? Okay, am I, sure, I could use the Wave 1 or even Wave 2 figures, even the slime figures of the original 4 Ghostbusters and put it in the Ecto 1. That's definitely something that we could do. However, your average HasLab is what? Going to range between maybe, the cheapest one, or what are we talking about? Maybe $295, $350, maybe close to $400. Look at the HISS tank, the electronics in that. Okay? So the question remains, would an Ecto 1 succeed? There's no doubt that people will go in on it. There's no doubt that people will go in on it. But will it fully fund? Will all the stretch goals be reached? It's imbalanced, okay? We're obviously going to find out a lot more in October at New York City Comic Con, okay? Sadly, Dave's Dimension will not be present. I have other pressing matters and finances that I have to contend with. But will a Ghostbusters HasLab vehicle succeed? Now, personally, I'm hoping that they are going to continue the Plasma series run, but Hasbro has been axing a lot of lines. Power Rangers Lightning Collection. I'm actually thinking of boxing these guys up. They're not being made anymore. They completely mothballed that. We haven't had a new Ghostbusters Plasma 6-inch figure in a very long time. Okay? This past year, a couple friends of mine, one of my friends, went in and he mashed up with with the Marvel Legends along with older Ghostbuster figures, and we were able to kit bash our own figures for not for Afterlife, but for Frozen Empire. When fans are having to make their own figures, and then you're gonna tease it, oh, we're teasing this vehicle. Here's the question. Which version of the Ecto 1 is it going to be? Is it going to be Ecto 1? Is it going to be Ecto 1A? Is one of the stretch goals going to be the ability to convert it from Ecto 1 to Ecto 1A? And in that case, is that your way of enticing people to buy two? One that's going to be Ecto 1 and one that's going to be Ecto 2 or Ecto 1A. Also, think about the scale. Think about the damn scale of the Ecto 1. Let me give you guys a little bit of reference. Okay? This is the Afterlife Ecto 1. Okay, you can see all the rust and little burns right there. This is supposed to be able to fit a 3 3/4 figure. This is already a pretty good size Ecto, right? Now, for comparison, I recently 3D print. I bought some files on Etsy and I 3D printed a vehicle from G.I. Joe from back in the 80s called the G.I. Joe Devilfish. I printed this for one of my best friends. This is meant to fit one 6-inch figure. Okay? One 6-inch figure fits in there. We got the motors right here. We got the rockets, the missiles. They are loose because they still have to be painted by the recipient, and he's going to glue and put everything in place after it's done. But I 3D printed this. This only sits one figure, guys. One figure. Okay? So now, imagine a vehicle that is meant to hold 4 figures, the gurney that holds the 4 proton packs. The sucker's going to be friggin' huge, okay? It's going to be huge, guys. It's going to be massive, okay? It's going to take up the size of my entire desk right now, okay? It's going to be massive. I'm probably saying it's probably going to go from my desk bottom, the desktop right now, probably to about here. So we're probably talking about like this. It's probably going to be expensive as hell. But I personally am going to say this. I think a deal breaker. Oh, let's catch up with this. Everyone's back in the chat. I wish I would have gotten the Ramen Racer. Looks great. I did order the van. Awesome. I really want the van, but I have no A-Team figures. Plus, I don't have any idea how to kit bash to make some figures. We got Rick Left Coast Graphics saying it will come with 4 figures and you'll buy it. My guess is $359.99, and it would sell more than a little black pack, in my opinion. He's talking about the proton pack. I hope that they include 4 figures. That would be great. And it would be great if they did a stretch goal where we get, Plasma Series Janine, Plasma Series Louis Tully, Plasma Series, because they had Louis Tully's, was it Crazy Nights or Terrible Nights or whatever it was called. So they have a Rick Moranis Louis Tully mold. They have that. They have Sigourney Weaver, so we could get her from part 2. We can get a little Oscar. They can do that. It would be great if they did that. Hell, give us a Vigo Carpathian figure, or the Scolari brothers from part 2. There's a lot of stuff they could do. I don't think they will ever do they're not going to do whatchamacallit. Excuse me. They're not going to do a firehouse. I know they'll never do a firehouse. The only way you're going to get a firehouse now is going to be 3D printing. You know, I mean, that's something that's been joked about with my printer. Is I could 3D print a firehouse. Another one is a friend of mine wants me to 3D print this GI Joe oil platform battle set, which there's plans for only $25 on Etsy, and I'm seriously thinking about it. Rick also says 84 version with goals of upgrades after Afterlife with drone RC stuff. Yeah, that's another thing that they can do. You know, one of the stretch goals could be a retrofit where maybe you have the red lines on the hood and you replace the regular roof rack with the one that was domed with the drone. So, I mean, there's definitely a lot of stuff we can play around with. There's definitely a lot of great ideas. Maybe it's something where we swap out the door, and the door is what has the gunner seat hooked onto it, and you can swap it out. You know, those are probably things that they can probably easily do. Excuse me. Everyone's saying hey. Saying hey to each other. Rolando Flores in the chat. Hey, Rolando. I hope you're doing great. Everyone's saying hello to everybody else. Mega Dan collects Ultra Carzillo, Mython the Python, Allison Troy, Left Coast Graphics. The man collects. Oh, wait a minute. Was Mython in here? I do not have my glasses. I might have missed them. I'm sorry. Apologies if I missed Mython. I don't see him in the chat. I apologize. Mython, if you can hear me, I apologize if I skipped any of your messages here. I get excited and I start rambling on and on. It's a thing, guys. It's a thing. Definitely. But, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, and here's the thing. A couple years ago, Playmobil made their own vehicles, which were roughly around this size. And they had lights and sounds. Will they do an Ecto? What scale will it be? And I know a lot of people are asking, hey, maybe they'll do a 3 3/4 inch scale to go with the O-ring figures that are coming out later in 25. They already have that. They already have the 3 3/4 Ecto. So it only makes sense that they would go to up to a 6-inch, a 1/12 figure. So I mean, that only makes sense for them to go that size, but it's going to be huge. It's going to be massive. Hey, Frank, thank you for popping through the chat. Again, if anyone wants to hop in and join the conversation, links at the top of the chat, guys. Join me. But that's the thing. It's like, for a Ghostbusters fan, we had this come out a couple years ago with Afterlife. Then they just did a cleaned version for the recent movie. But here's the problem with this one. This is only going to fit 3 of the O-ring figures at best. Okay? It's only going to fit 3 of them. And then you have no space to put the gurney in. You know, for the proton packs. I mean, there's just... The thing is, it's waiting. We have to wait a few more weeks to see what it's going to look like. What's going to be included on it. But that's the thing. I can't sit here and say, oh, another Ghostbusters HasLab. It's going to fun. I can't sit here and do that. We have seen Star Wars fail a couple times. We've seen Marvel fail. Okay? The only one who's triumphant right now is Transformers and Classified. G.I. Joe. Well, I can't say Classified itself, just G.I. Joe and the brand itself, because we've had some 3 3/4 scale HasLabs. It's happened before. But it makes me very iffy. Hasbro as a whole, the figures, the qualities of a lot of their figures, a lot of their toys have been downhill. Transformers is in the toilet, if you ask me. The Transformers figures they've been making have been low quality, but they've been cranking up the damn prices. That I can't get behind. I just can't. I think it's redunculous. It's idiotic in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. So again, let me ask you guys in the chat. Will the upcoming Ghostbusters HasLab fun, or will it fail? I want to know your opinions. I already told you guys my opinions. It's going to depend on, does it have lights and sound? How well does it look? Is it going to look cheap on the outside? And also, just so you know, there are 3D files. There have been 3D files for about maybe a year or two now to print your own plasma scale Ecto 1. So the thing is, do you have patience? Do you have the skill to do it? Or are you one of those people, you're just so busy that you know what, you'll say, screw it, and I'm just going to order the HasLab. That's the thing. But again, it's October, it's Halloween time. You're going to unveil Ghostbuster HasLab. You're going to get people on the nostalgia, the fact that we can get an Ecto that scales perfectly with 6-inch figures. It's going to be something that tugs on your heartstrings. If you're an old school fan, it's going to tug on you. It's going to grip you. It really is. So, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, what do you do? So, guys, tell me in the chat if you're still watching. We got 11 people watching right now. Tell me in the chat, will it fund? I want to know. Left Coast, if greenlit makes a 118. Gotta put my glasses on, guys. 118, I will get that instead of the plastic hero version. If not, I will have to chase down a Hot Wheels 118 for my O-Ring 4-pack. Yeah, the O-Ring 4-pack, they're a great looking figure. I pre-ordered them while I was in New York City at the firehouse. Yeah, I was that person. I was that person hopping on my phone, scanning the QR code so I could order it as soon as possible, and I did. But yeah, the Hot Wheels. See, if you guys don't know, there is a die-cast Ecto 1 and Ecto 1A that was made by Hot Wheels. It is the epitome of choice. It looks so friggin' good. I'm hunting for them myself. I don't have either one. I've seen people who have it, and it looks amazing in their collection. It's just overall just friggin' amazing. Let's see what Allison has to say. Depending on the quality of resin and printing material and the size, when you factor in the cost of your time, a crowdfund might actually be the better option. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Some people, they may not have the time, the patience, the know-how. I mean, when I 3D printed this, and this is going to my buddy Dre of the Collector Safe Space. When I 3D printed this, I went through about 4 or 5, maybe 6 prints to try and get it as good as it is right now. He didn't want anything painted other than the deck, so that's why everything is unpainted. But that's the thing. If you're someone who maybe you don't have time, or maybe you don't want to go through the trial and error, you know, that is going to be the way you're going to go. You know, there's so many people who are going to go and take this option. Or you have significant others. You have family members who are like, you know what? I'm going to get that for so-and-so because, you know, that's their favorite thing in the world, you know? And now they won't have to get it. And that's the thing. You can do something like this. You can order something like that and give it as a gift this Christmas without actually having it in hand. You know, get a picture or have the receipts, you know, the printed out order form and present it to the person. They're going to be amazed because now they have to wait even longer for it. But when they get it in hand, I'll say this. The Spangler Proton Pack, when I got it, the way they designed the packaging and the experience of having to slide a piece open to take the one lid off and then to get into this part and this part and this part and all the extras that they threw in, the you know, Egon's handbook for designing everything, the stickers, the decals, they threw a lot into it. So they made a user, you know, they made a user experience. They didn't just say, oh, here it is, have fun with it. There was an experience where you had to assemble certain parts. They made it in mind with the fans. So I'm hoping that the Ghostbuster HasLab team is going to continue that tradition moving forward, making, if they do make the Ecto, that they make it with the fans in mind. That's my hope. Let's go here. Colbane saying, hey, Left Coast. Ultra, we got Frank saying, hey to Ultra Carzale, Left Coast Graphics, Rolando Flores, and of course, Colbane Games. I want to get the O-Ring Pack Ghostbusters. Well, Rolando, you can. Let me show you how simple it is. You just go to Hasbro Pulse. Let's go to brands. We have Ghostbusters down here, although they have so many different gaming brands. So yeah, here you go. This is the 1984 Ecto. Like I said, this is basically the same scale I had in my hands just a moment ago, except it's cleaned up to look nicer, right? For $60, I'm going to wait to see if this goes down. Personally, I don't see this as being a $60 value. I'm waiting for it to go down, personally, okay? But the problem is, take a look at this. It's just like we had before. You can only fit 2 O-ring figures in the front seat. You'll have 1 in the back seat. And unless they made this lower for the 4th seat to work, it's not going to work. I mean, there you go. You got 1 seat right here. Components are right here. So it makes me think that you're not going to get a 4th figure in there. And that's a shame. That seems pretty annoying to me. You know? Here you go. You have the gurney right here. It doesn't look like there's room for a fourth figure to sit in there. And that's what puts me off on it. On this one, that's what puts me off. I'm more than happy to get the 4 figures. And I would love to be able to put the packs on the gurney here and put it in. I would actually hit this with a more silver looking paint instead of this molded plastic that they tend to use. That's kind of my thought. If I were to do that, that's where I would go with it. That's essentially what I would do. But if you notice, they showcase this Ecto without any figures. Why is that? Why are they showcasing the Ecto without the figures in it? And that's something that, as a fan and a collector, that makes me off-putting. It makes me not want to get this. But if it's on sale, I'll grab it and just use it as a display piece, because I'll be honest, I was using this as a display piece and I had my plasma figures in front of it. They didn't scale right, but I had it in front of the Firehouse diorama and it worked out for me. But here you go, Rolando. They're still here for $45. You get 4 O-ring Ghostbusters. Okay? And I think that's a no-brainer. I mean, they look good. They are true O-rings. And the thing is, they really do look like the guys from the first film. Are they perfect? No, but for going to a 3 3/4 figure and you get the packs right there, they look great right here. They look great for like a diorama display. Okay? We don't have them sitting in, but that looks good. Now here, okay, we get 2 figures sitting right here. So this new version, they must have pushed the seat back or pushed the dash up a little bit so that they sit there. But that's the thing. Show us a picture where all 4 figures are in the car. They're not. They're not showing that. We can see the goggles on Ray. There we go, Peter. Don't get me wrong. They look great. They look really great. I could see maybe doing a little bit of a wash to kind of dirty them up a little bit. But they look great. I mean, yeah, this looks like Winston in part 1. They got his hair right. I mean, everyone looks good. Egon looks great here. You know, for a 3 3/4 figure, he looks fantastic. They got the black t-shirt right there. They got the print of the name tag. It looks great. You know, for the scale that it is, they look amazing. They're working at Star Wars Vintage Collection of Magic on these guys. So, yeah, you can still grab these for $44.99. You can pre-order them. There you go. And if you have, you have their premium through Pulse, you get free shipping. There you go. But speaking of crowdfunding, here you go. Mattel doing Jurassic Park. $250. They are not even halfway. Not even halfway through. Not funded to 32%. And this campaign ended. They failed. I mean, it's something that would have looked great in somebody's diorama, like collection, but you could probably make this in a diorama or buy like a Lego set. That's the thing, though. I mean, ramen is killing it. And again, touching base, you get StreamYard, $45 now, guys. $45. So you know what I say to that? Bye. And again, this week's stream we're doing on Streamlab, and I gotta say, it's pretty seamless. You just gotta get used to a few different things. But aside from that, everything is here. We have apps that we can use here. There's widgets I can add into here. There's all different kinds of stuff. If we want to add a chatbot in here, if I was doing like a, you want to do donations, tip goal, like for fundraising, we can do that in here. There's tons of stuff that we can play around with in here, which is pretty amazing. We can even do alert box in here. So, I mean, there's a lot of fun options in here. So, it sucks that the Hammond Collection T-Rex buck wasn't sold by himself, as I wanted to display him against some jazz wares. Yeah, I know. Ultra Carzilla has been on those Halo figs kick. He says 3 in the car, 1 in the gunner seat. Now, if we were to go on that reasoning, right? Okay, I'm going to open up the side door here. I mean, there is no seat actually on the inside. More like a hard bench, I guess you can try and sit someone on. And then you'd have to be able to fit one guy here, but there is no strap to hold them on. And then you'd have 1 and 2. But who knows? It all depends. I don't have that car in hand, so I really can't say 100%. But those are my fears. Those are my fears about the car. I could be completely wrong. But we're just going to have to see what happens. But there's a few other things I want to bring up. Let's see here. Well, this is one thing we were kind of talking about before. Why fund HASLAB vehicles when there's companies out there like Ramen Toys making them? Ramen Toys, I think, is, many, I misspelled many, sue me, offering many affordable options. There's also another thing. 3D printing. Will 3D printing become a viable option or alternative to crowdfunding? I think it already is, if you have the skills. I mean, my printer right here. Now this unit right here is called an AMS. Okay? AMS for, what's it? Automatic Material System. Basically, I can switch different color filaments and I can print all different kinds of items. Like, I've been printing these signs for my shelves. I have Marvel. I even printed Fantastic Four. This is one solid print. These are not pieces I had to glue together. This was printed as one solid piece. Okay? 3D printing, I definitely think, is a viable option. So much so that not only can you 3D print cars, vehicles, weapons, you can 3D print parts. This is a part I 3D printed for my Proton Pack, so I can make it look more like Frozen Empire. There's so much that you can 3D print nowadays. I printed this TARDIS cube from Doctor Who. Looks like metal. This is silver silk filaments. 3D printing opens up a world of possibilities. You do have trial and error, though. So if you want a nice fun project for the wintertime, 3D printing is good. Resin printing is a little bit more involved because you have to have an exhaust hose going outside. You need something to pump the fumes out. So there are different things you have to be mindful of. There's trade-offs everywhere. So with that being said, is 3D printing becoming a viable option? I think it is. You can buy 3D printed vehicles on Etsy right now. Vehicles that were 3 3/4 scale in the 80s, you can get the 6-inch figure scale now. They'll print it up for you and they'll ship it out. So there is that. So, I mean, that's the thing. But what do you guys think? Okay. I think the car is basically exactly the same. I think it is too, because we all know Hasbro is Latin for repaint. We know they love to repaint stuff. Look at hell, look at the GI Joe Vamp and the Viper. You know, or everything it gets repainted. They did the Ferret, and then they did the Tiger Force version. They just repaint everything. There's also an ODST trooper that's in its 6-pack with Master Chief, Edward Bach, Locke, Thel, Vadum, and Johnson. Okay. The difference is the 3-pack version, the ODST trooper has white on his shoulder pads, whereas the single release has red. I'm sure you could fix that. It'd be a little paint fix. That's the thing. I think there's so many different crowdfunders out there that everyone's vying for your money. They are businesses after all. However, the problem is nowadays everything is so expensive, whether it's medicine, food, your car payments, rent, clothing, everything's so damn expensive that, a lot of people are starting to pick and choose. I'm that way. Am I a completionist on anything? No. You wouldn't be able to tell with my G.I. Joes right there. I have a lot of Joes. I have a ton of Spider-Man, but I'm not a completionist. I pick and choose. That's just me personally. And yes, you guys can see some of my Ghostbuster collection right there. Now that orb, I actually 3D printed that. So there's the orb right there. This is all one solid piece that I printed on my printer. I painted it gold. I was trying to play with some copper rust, which it looks more like blood, unfortunately. But then I printed this as one solid piece. This is the orb that Garako is in. This is when I first got my printer. That was like one of the first things I did was this. So 3D printing is great for prop making. It's great for just about everything. The only thing I haven't done yet is I have an STL file for printing blast effects for Marvel Legends. So I have yet to play around with that. Stands, like the little peg stands. I've done this little Spider-Man coaster, little Miles Morales coaster. Here's another stand. I did a red with gold sparkle filament for X-Men. There's just so much you can do with it. It's not even funny. Now, I seriously think that there's a lot of possibilities, and I think some companies might not be feeling it yet, but given a little bit more time, and with the advancement of 3D printing and other projects and other resources, there's so much you can do. Okay? There is literally so much you can do that it's not even funny. Let me give you guys one proof to that pudding. I printed a G.I. Joe sign. Just for craps and laughs, I did blue on the outside of the star with white on top, but it came out looking so fantastic. It was a happy mistake. Looks fantastic. Just glued a few pieces of magnets on here. It fits right on my shelf. 1, 2, 3. Very simple. But that's the thing. With HASLABS, with crowdfunding, nothing is guaranteed. But like speaking again with Ghostbusters, I'm not sure that Ecto 1 is going to fund. Because one, think of, for example, Legos. I have the Wolverine. I have both Infinity Gauntlets up there. They are pretty large, right? I have my Hot Toys right here. I got the Iron Spider. I have upgraded Suit Spidey, and I have Miles Morales Bodega Cat suit. Below that, I have CW Flash, the 10th Doctor from Doctor Who, Green Ranger, White Ranger, and Endgame Cap. You really can't see them right now. Move this out of the way. But that's the thing. Some of our collections take up space. You can see it right there. I want to get some shelving so I can raise them up, and then I can put more figures in front of them. That's something that I want to try. But also, little announcement. I'm not sure, but maybe next week, Tuesday, we will do a live unbox of a hot toy. Let's just say when that baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious shit, guys. And that's your clue. But that's the thing. With 3D printing, see, instead of buying like 2 waves of Marvel Legends that I may or may not be happy with, I can buy a hot toy or a 1/6 scale figure on secondary markets like Facebook trading groups. There's a lot of 1/6 scale trading groups. I got Cap for $180. Iron Spider I got for about, I think, $175 plus shipping. It might have been close to $180, $190. But that is a fraction. That's like a third less than what it actually was. So you can take like $180, $160, and you can get some pretty good collectibles. Something that has a little bit more quality, more maneuverability. They just have more detail. And maybe it's something that you have a special memory about, I mean, that's the thing is, with collecting, do you just get a figure because you think it looks cool, or do you get it because maybe it brings back a memory? For everyone, it's different. It really is different for everyone. And by the way, guys, again, if anyone is interested, this stream is always open. If anyone, I originally started Tuesday night streams, Tuesday night talks, because I wanted to feature other YouTubers. So if anyone out there wants to come on a Tuesday night, or we can record your episode a separate day and just air it on a Tuesday, let me know. The options are always there. Just hit me up on Dave's_Dimension on Instagram, and we'll set up a time and we'll record it. Now, this is the part of the stream that some people might not like. As of late, I've been seeing a lot of friggin' negativity. Okay? There was a YouTuber who did this stream. They did a thumbnail that just was like, it was kind of like, like, I don't care about anything anymore. Those weren't the words. It was more like, hey, look at me. Look at me. I don't care what anyone says. And my stream is going to be probably something that's going to offend you in some way. Honestly, I'm of the mindset that, here's the thing. YouTube. If you're on YouTube, you can say anything you want. But the question is, should you? There is censoring that's happening everywhere. TV, newspapers, work, life, everywhere. But the question is, if you are at a friend's house or you're at a dinner, someone's going through a tough time, or someone who maybe life has just been really hard on them, do you take it out on them? Do you target them and purposely bring up what is making their life rotten right now? No. Most people will just kind of like, they might tiptoe around what's going on with that person. Or they might try and bring up a conversation to try and bring that person out of their funk, right? There's so much damn negativity in YouTube, in Twitch, and Facebook, and Twitter, and everywhere. I mean, we see it on TV. We see a lot of negativity when it comes to politics, okay? And personally, I'm going to tell you guys right now, I'm not a very political person, okay? I don't care for any of the major political races going on. I personally don't feel like I have a horse in a race. And you know what? You could be a Harris supporter. You could be a Trump supporter. I don't care. We're all still friends and family here, guys. You're all still my friends, okay? You're all still my friends. You're all my boys and girls. You guys, we're all one big YouTube family. It doesn't matter which way you believe. Doesn't matter if you have faith in this deity or that god or have no belief at all. Okay? My whole thing is there's already enough darkness in the world. We don't need to contribute to it. I've seen YouTubers who have purposely made content or they promote content that is nothing but trashing things on a regular basis. Whether it's movie critics who purpose or people who fancy themselves as a movie critic or a TV critic, and they're constantly bagging on this show or that show or this actor or that actor. Honestly, you're doing it because you feel like negativity, you feel like hate and anger and frustration creates views. I've seen people who've created conflicts with other YouTubers because they think it's going to bring more views to the table. It's going to increase their watch hours. Guys, I'm here to tell you all that's going to give you is nothing but hate and anger coming right back at you. I'm a firm believer you get what you put into the universe, okay? The universe is evil, it is twisted, but it can also be great, it can be joyful, it can be humorous. Sometimes when things are feel like they're hitting the ultimate low, like you're hitting rock bottom, that's when something amazing happens. You get to climb back up, back towards the light, back towards happier days and better times. I mean, some of the best times I've had on YouTube have been hanging out with my buddy Dre. Me and him doing Outer Dimension podcast, discussing films, just two guys talking movies, having a great time, right? Or Aaron, me and him hanging out on his Gunpla hangar on Sunday nights, building Gunpla. Or, the Fortnite streams we do on Friday nights when things aren't spicy on Fortnite. I mean, just hanging out with people. Hell, sitting in a chat and occasionally hanging out on the clubhouse has been amazing. These are amazing things. I don't thrive on hate. I don't thrive on thrashing this actor or this movie. Don't get me wrong. There's some movies that I'm not a big fan of, and I'll voice that opinion, but I'll be open about it. There's just too much damn negativity in the world. And I had seen someone stream where they were flat out almost attacking people just because they weren't holding the same values as them. That I don't agree with. I've seen people who have made fun of or ridiculed people because of how they talk, how they appear. Maybe how, the gender that they choose in life, or, how they present themselves or how they go about in life. Listen, it's not your life, it's their life. Everyone has the right to do what they want. Everyone has a right to their own opinions. But when you start damning people, when you start crapping on them, that's when this guy has to kind of step up and just say, listen, just calm the hell down. Relax. You do. There's a saying, guys. You do you, I'll do me. Okay? YouTube is big enough for everybody. There's no need to bring hostilities. There's no need to try and attack people. And I've seen some people, they make these kinds of streams. They do these kinds of arguments because they feel like it's going to promote them. It's going to make them better, or they feel like they get some damn power out of it. Okay? I've been on YouTube, going 3.5 years, almost 4 years. I'm proud of everything I've done. But if this channel goes down tonight and it never comes back on, I'm going to be proud of everything I've ever done, every stream I've ever done. Whether it's, doing a live stream for 8 or 10 hours to just raise a couple $100 for a ride for Roswell, or if it's helping someone else out, or if it's just a hangout stream, just like 5 of us sitting, on a screen like this and hanging out for like 2 or 3 hours and maybe only 20 people watching it. Hey, those are some of the best times ever. Okay? Life is too short and life is too fast. Sometimes if you don't stop and look around, you just might miss it. And if you're too far, if you have your heads too far up your ass to see what other people are going through, to take a moment and to just enjoy life for once, well, that's your problem, guys. Let's take a look at the chat. We got Bill. All I care about is when the next next Joes are coming out. Awesome. I'll take that. I support Vermin Supreme. Nice one. The spice must flow. Yes, it does. Every Friday night at 8 o'clock on Colbane Games. Check his stream out every Friday night. He's got his Colbane. He's got his Fortnite. His Banditos on Fortnite. You definitely want to check out the stream if you like Fortnite, you like chaos, you like people screaming at the top of their lungs because how spicy Fortnite is. Go ahead and check it out. He's also got a great rotation of other games. In fact, last night he was doing Destiny 2, so you want to check that on Monday nights on Colbane Games channel. So please check it out. Let's take a look at this. Vermin Supreme is a cool dude. Hey, we got Rex and Effects in the chat. Good evening, everyone. We were just talking about how 3D printing could be a viable option or alternative for HASLABs and crowdfunding. And then I kind of went on a little tirade about I hate how negative some channels have become. I'm not saying any names. I'm tempted to, but I don't want to give them any power, any credence. I like Dave. Be like Dave. Rick, I want to be just like you, man. By the way, guys, go ahead and check out Left Coast Graphics. Not only is he a great YouTuber, a great collector of everything vintage and awesomeness, but he's a great designer as well. What is it? Big Cartel Left Coast Graphics. He's got shirts. He's got all amazing designs. He's got some pretty amazing things, including he makes these amazing pins and art. Yes, Rick, I have this on the shelf just right next to me. Made this amazing enameling, I can't say it, his enamelium Falcon starship right there. One of my favorite little items I have from Rick. So guys, go ahead and check them out. There you go. I won't do Fortnite unless Mortal Kombat characters like Scorpion and Sub-Zero are added. Well, they're adding some Halloween characters. We got Jason Voorhees. We got Pennywise. They're Jigsaw from how am I? My brain is not working today. I'm hoping I'm not one of those channels. No, Megadan, you are not. You are not one of those channels. There's people within the toy community who have decided to try and make provocative streams. And when I mean provocative, they are trying to be a bit controversial. But if you look at these people's history, their patterns, they tend to kind of like pop in and pop out every once and again just to see if people will miss them. So you know, it's a thing. You know, Colbane says, you know who I believe in? Joe Hendry. There you go. Everyone loves Joe Hendry. Everyone does. I mean, when you say his name, he always appears, does he not? Fortnite needs Joe Hendry. That's what Aaron is saying. Left Coast, I need some pins and patches. Millennium Workshop. Hey guys, make it happen. You two are some pretty damn amazing Star Wars creators, so make it happen, Captain. That's what we need. Fortnite needs to bring Mortal Kombat characters now. Hey, yeah, who you telling, man? I agree with you 100%, man. Bear with me. I'm just checking something out here. Are we not streaming on you? It looks like you guys are here on YouTube. I'm looking at my YouTube screen and it's not. It's reacting as if it's not streaming right now. Maybe that's the wrong one I'm looking at. Let me fix that. Yeah. But guys, you guys let me know if anyone out there, Ultra Carzilla, Left Coast Graphics, Millennium Workshop, anyone, Allison, anyone wants to ever come on a Tuesday night, Frank, Bill, Rolando, any of you guys ever want to hang out on a Tuesday night stream, I'm always open. Just, the dimension is always open for you guys. You just have to click on that link and hop in. But guys, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. It's about 9:30. I'm burning up in here. It's hot as hell. What is the temperature outside? 63. Jesus. Feels like it's like 80 out there. But guys, anyone who is looking for an alternate platform to stream on, I seriously think you should give Streamlabs a look. Again, I'm able to. Let me just pull up my Streamlabs real quick. Just to give you guys like a little demo, so to speak, for anyone who was not seeing it before. Let me take that down. So, for the $19.99, I have everything unlocked on StreamYard or Streamlabs. I have this animated right here, and I have my socials right there at the top. I have my intermission screen where we can have chat right here, webcam right here, or I can have the video game right here, and this is my chat maybe. We have an animated. Be right back. We have the live screen, so maybe I have my webcam up here. We got the game stream right here. And yes, we do have alerts. We have alerts we can play with. Looks very cool. I mean, for $19 a month, you get that, and you get the access to what I'm using right now, Talk Studio, with tons and tons and just tons of stuff. Some of the stuff is a little cheesy, but it's fun. Just message me on Instagram. Awesome. I will check it out. Okay, thanks. Dave, sorry I missed most of it, and we'll team up on something. Yeah, no, you don't have to apologize to me. I mean, like I said, there are a lot of streams going on Tuesdays now. Tuesday used to be a dead night. Now it's a busy night. There's just a lot that, I mean, you have access to all their overlays, which is just bananas. Every one of these overlays gets unlocked at that $19 a month, so you can switch stuff up for certain games. There's just tons of stuff you can do here. And like I said, you have this version of, their platform, which used to be known as Melon. You can, I mean, this background right here. Let me just close this out. If you notice, this is overlaid on my camera image right now. And this is just one of their setups here. I can go in here right now. Say I want to switch it over to, I want snow. Yeah, we can play around with all this stuff right here. I mean, it's just that simple, that easy right there. I want this background. You can even upload your own. There's tons of stuff here. And all this stuff is pretty basic, pretty easy. But yeah, it's just a thing you guys can do. But guys, I'm going to call it a wrap because I'm roasting and I need something cold to drink. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. But I want to thank everyone who's come out and hung out tonight. Millennium Workshop, Rick, Left Coast Graphics, Colbane Games. I want to thank Allison, the retro. Oh, what is it? Do we have Joe Hendry in the chat? Jesus, we got everybody here. Ultra Carzilla, Megadan, everyone who's popped through, Bill, Frank, everyone, Rolando. I want to thank all you guys for popping through the chat tonight. Guys, you know what I'm going to say. I say this every single time. So go ahead. Let's just do this. Keep on busting. And you guys know what I'm going to say. I say it every single time. I will always catch you on the flip side. Take care, guys.